This is an agreement signed between the government of Ghana and the European Union delegation in 2016. It was done to get 3 key institutions to undertake the implementation. And NCC was one of them, Star Ghana another, and FIAP, which is a Spanish public organization, was also one of the agencies. This whole program about Arap is a government of Ghana program supported by the European Union, and the objective is to fight corruption, in fact, to reduce corruption and to improve accountability and also enhance compliance with the rule of law. And so we have developed, as from the grant that was signed, a number of activities to undertake. One of them being the media advocacy workshop. We have the social auditing program. We have environmental governance program. We conducted a research on public perception about corruption, and that was quite revealing.
The NCC has conducted a research on corruption, public accountability, and environmental governance in Ghana. And this was done with the support of the European Union. They've supported us for this Arap project, which is accountability, rule of law, and anti-corruption.
We had 8,672 responding to our questionnaire. We had more than half of our respondents having witnessed one form of corruption or the other. Our results indicate that indeed Ghanaians are aware of corruption. What is missing is the fact that they have very limited knowledge on the different forms. The mechanisms and structures that have to be put in place to ensure that there's accountability, people have limited knowledge on.
So the report is out now. It gives us an insight as to what we can do about corruption.
Through the support, we have also been able to engage other actors in the public space on rule of law, anti-corruption, and public accountability. We started this program in 2016, and since then we have been able to engage through social auditing, for instance, engage community members who identify pertinent problems affecting the community and have been able to solve some of the community problems. For instance, if you go to the OT region, in Passa, in the Nkwanta North District, through social auditing, we have been able to complete an abandoned, chip compound, which in fact has brought a lot of relief to the community members.
And the tourist, this is a living room for staff.
Okay.
Kitchen also.
Okay.
And this is the bedroom. Yes, for one staff. So one staff will be using this apartment.
Okay.
Another bedroom for one staff. Then this is also a cleaning room. Then another kitchen floor.
Another question.
Washroom. This is the bathroom. The toilet.
Okay. For the staff?
Yes, please. This is for the staff. So, this is the storeroom. You can also show it.
Ensure that our health remains a priority for us in the community. So as nurses, we'll ask that you work with compassion, And you remember that we are all here to serve. Don't forget that. Remember what has gone into putting this place up, and let that guide you in how you use it, how you use your resources here, how you serve the community, how you maintain it, so that somebody else who will come after you would also have the benefits of this place. So see, social auditing can take us very far.
My name is Maxwell Ayete, registered community head nurse. I was here since May 2019, so I'm barely a year old. And when I came to meet the old structure, as you can all see. That is where we do basically everything. So we run ANC services over there, we run CWC services over there, as well as we do minor treatment. And I was told that the new structure actually began 7 years ago. And as I came, it was still uncompleted. Fortunately for us, we met the NCC chairman, that is the Nkwantano District Branch. It was through his help that we can say that this place got started, because he's always on the contractor. When the contractor reported, every day he's with us here, morning, afternoon, evening. He's always on the man to ensure that this place got started.
The challenges we were facing, if it rains, the whole place is linking. Around the distance, the water collected the whole place, and the treatment, we can't do the treatment over there due to the what? Flooding. And if the wind blows too, the wind passes through the doors and the windows, and the water pour into the room. So due to that, we were calling for support from the community, and God willing, our NCC director, but then they started this one, and the contractor ran away, leaving the place.
So the new one, though it's not big enough, we are having a staff quarters. When I came, I was living in town. It was hell moving down to this place. But now we are having a staff quarters, which makes work very easier. We also have an OPD, though it's not big, it's somehow manageable. And then we have a detention room, which you can say has really helped in the work compared to the previous one.
Where we are now, this is the OPD basis, and the one you are seeing is the treatment room. And the next one is the store where we are keeping our drugs. So if you move inside, we have bedroom, chamber and hall for the staff, and the kitchen where we are preparing our food. So as at now, everybody, any client that will come here, feel comfortable. Or there's the fan is there to blow for, they will get fresh air. At the same time, it increase the what? The OPD attendance. So as at now, last month, we get 100 plus. As compared to the old one, a day or a month, we can get even 50. So it will bring a lot of what? Improvement.
Me aboa papa ye wo odu amuno obi yare na se udi ne ba single bed pen na wo den mu na omudi nkwada ne mpanyifo no na omudi abo na se udi obi ba na se omudi nso be se na bibia ne pa ne beda na omudi nso na asem no na ada ne nse obe hu na obi ti bench so obe hu na obi dafo na omudi nso asem no nti yanya new building no atimi aboa ye na first no ye ni OPD se de ye ro ho no ma ye be hu se OPD wo ho kwa aha na ode books no beto ho nti yanya new building no atimi aboa ye papa.
I would like to say a big thank you to EU NCC for their support in ensuring that this place got kick-started, and then to the Nkwantano branch, we are very grateful to the director for the good work done. In fact, most of the infrastructure improvement that we've seen was through his work. So we are very grateful, and then we want to tell him that he should continue doing the good work.
I'm David Jayo, a member of this community. The state of the road, it was very rough, and potholes were there, and a lot of streams on the road. And if during rainy season, if you want to go to Ahondo Kope and cross to Blajai, we find it very difficult to go. And as this project came, in fact, it has really helped the community. Now we can now have the road as we have gotten it as a profit. And most of my brothers and myself here, we are part of the people that working on the road. We use manpower. And my mothers and most of my sisters too, they've worked here and had their daily bread. Most of them have used that money to establish their businesses. And most of them have used it to care their children in school. And me here, I'm one of students in this community. And through this road construction, my mother has generated a lot of money for me in school. So that is the benefit we've gotten from this construction.
I'm George Oskandachi, the former assembly member for Pasan of West Electoral area, a resident of Mamakura to be precise. Formerly, this particular road is a major road direct from Pasa, linking the northern region to Volta, the then Volta region, now Uti region. But the road was constructed and left at Mamakura here. It did not reach its destination. So we have been pushing for some years, a number of years, that the road has not been constructed. So this place, this road as you see today, it was just like a farm, road leading to farm, just some small path. And this road is a major road. So there are some fishermen down there. There are farmers along the other communities, which they produce their farm produce and then they convey to Pasa. Because there was no this road here, they were compelled to use their farm produce to divert from this place and pass through Lakpo before they get it into the district capital. But with the intervention of NCC, with this social auditing program, we have been able to push, and because we prioritize this particular route because of the farmers and the other towns linking, because it is linking northern region to the Volta region. So a lot of people ply this road. So because of that, this road, we have been able to push. Now we had a contractor, the assembly has given, awarded it, and then it is under construction. So far, we are very, very, very happy.
NCC and EU played a very vital role in the course of putting this chip compound and the road into shape. NCC organized the program somewhere last year, March, and the people came out with their problems. And the first problem was the chip compound, which was uncompleted. So based on that, the following week, NCC has to go to the DCE, discuss the issue with the DCE, go to the health director, discuss the issue with the health director. Based on that, we all put pressure on the contractor to come to Mama Akura.
Final ways to EU and NCC is that so far so good. They have come to open a lot of things in the community here for us. At the initial stage, community participation in projects was something that we were not seeing. But because they have come to educate the community, they are right to know, to participate and intervene in certain things. Comment when they have challenges. They have been exposed to those things. And now they are fully participated in whatever community activity, whatever project is. So we are so much grateful to EU and NCC.
Apart from the Mama Akura chip compound, they also mentioned the roads linking Mama Akura to Ahunzo community. And then they also mentioned a classroom block. They also mentioned MTN, a network, and then the borehole. And inshallah, we were able to achieve the clinic, the road, the borehole, along with the final testing in September. So that if the final testing is okay, now they will come and mount the head and put up a poly tank for the clinic and for that matter, the people of Mama Akura community. In fact, NCC and EU partnership is very fruitful. We even urge that the EU should continue sponsoring NCC so far as these particular programs are concerned. But with the support of EU, that NCC organized this program, and inshallah, it has come to a full completion.
They also have been able to provide street lights in Nkwanta and Dambai through social auditing.
Tema social auditing committee nyambaye no. Sambre no na yenim senia ebia ye street light no asem na ye problem e mai na o ana di san krampo a wontimi mpue nko abonte si be oksu kwa kodi agro ana ye skun kwan krampo no omo ni lighter kania o metimi asua ade e wo ho ana mo aye tu ni se ye ko assemble district assemble ene ko ka kire mo ye problem na e fi se e wo light no ene omo kire se o nka omo di light ni bi aba a nka omo di ko another community ansa say ya di kan ba e ka problem na ha ntino ene omo di abra omo di aba e wo kwame akra ene omo ma be fix light no amaye.
So I'm Clement Kwesi Mamadou. I'm the Municipal Director for Kratchi East in the Oti region for NCC. Social auditing is just a process of auditing or evaluating community behaviors in terms of development. For our target community like Kwame Akra, prior to the social auditing program, they were experiencing their street lights not working. They also don't have a cheap compound. Their water system is running down, has run down totally. And also they have issues with their school toilet, where a toilet has been abandoned, is broken, and they thought it was that it's a challenge for their children who might be playing probably around the school. So those were the few problems they shared with us during our engagement to hold the social auditing with them. From there, we had meetings with the committee members as to the processes that they would take so that these issues they have mentioned, which are troubling them, could be resolved. First of all, in the order of importance, they choose the street light. So our first meeting were to go to the assembly who provide the needs of community. So we went there on several occasions. On one occasion that we went, they happened that MC or the engineer informed us the street light have come. But unfortunately, they are sending them to Asukoko to start fixing them from there. But since we have been coming to engage them on the street light, they will start ours first. So luckily for her, in no time, I think in less than 2 months, we have our street light fixed for them. The second issue has to do with the follow-up on the abandoned chip compound. So we followed up. We have been in engagement with the health directorate. They assigned to us the man in charge of the chip compound and has been visiting us. He came to look at the place, evaluate, and then we look at things that need to be fixed at the chip compound so that an officer could be posted for them to start work. The community put its heads together because of the engagement we have to them to do some few contributions to have the place repaired. I think they have issues with the iron sheet and some nets to be fixed. Carpenter also volunteered to do that at no cost, and they have put the place in order, awaiting that probably the nurses can, we are hoping within the week so that they could also start to work there. For the water, once the second issue, which is prioritized to them, is finished, they also tackle that. Prior to that, they have made a little contribution to resolve some of the water issues. So as we speak now, although they still have challenge with their water system, a few of the boreholes has been maintained and are running for them to have water. Just basically because of social auditing, we have put their heads together and they now know wait for, say, once my borehole is breaking, I need that of government to come in for the borehole to be fixed. But they put resources together at their own level to make those things running for them.
Medicated charity, me free Kwame Akra. Embra street lights in mbaye no. Na yentimi yamade, ya yamukura na torch light na yeta yuzu. Na embuabo ni ekeka esa se yenhwe fomfom nyina yesu. Nso embra street light na aba no. Aboa epi se etimi yamade sa kopim adechia. Mbuabo no mo ikae no. Omo nsa ni hobia sa se bebi aye han.
Bidindi ochirifu nyamema mi am ni kanika ewo Kwame Akra majuma no na mi brepa mi to we battle mi use torch a battle no mi ta size kapa right no aba no ajuma no aboa mi pa ndura se ma yam sa akobo 1 o'clock mi da o mo asipa se o mo timi aboa ama anya light ama ekuru na ntinya mi hira o mo ama ekuru no ayefe unam kuru no mukura ampo a wo be hu na se bibia clear.
My final words to European Union is to thank them for buying into NCC idea of social auditing and supporting us financially to carry out this project or program. We are very grateful to them, and we believe that sustainability of such programs, although at the community level, we pray that probably they help us so that monitoring-wise we'll be able to follow up on this project, even if we are done.
In fact, in some communities in the Ashanti region, there's a particular community in Ashanti region where through social auditing, they were able to provide just speed ramps, because there were a lot of road traffic accidents involving fatalities, where especially children and the aged were being knocked down and they were dying out of the accidents. And that problem had been solved by the provision of the speed ramps. In fact, this is also an opportunity that through social auditing we have created for the voiceless in the community, people who have no voice hitherto, to be able to meet their duty bearers, i.e. the assembly members, the chiefs, unit committee members, members of parliament, district chief executive, municipal chief executives, planning officers, service providers, that's from the electricity company, Ghana Water Company. And through these meetings, pertinent problems have been resolved.
Number 7, open defecation. How do we tackle the issue of open defecation? Somebody has said that you have 3 uncompleted public toilets that were under construction and at various stages. We thought that we must work towards its completion. How do we, as a people, help in getting it completed? Let's forget about the assembly. How do we, as a people, think that we can harness resources from amongst us to get it completed? Here was like public toilet mamo me go ba decision e share various stages me go share link keni me no ba ni wo fe wo denje wo ba to ba yi wo gbe na. Yes.
Okay, to me not in Drenji, because ni at more in a change of government than 2 years. But what I face, I'm never doing, I'm never continue. And secondly, last 3-4 months in Canada, environment and be a they were also telling me I I'm a bassman, I'm a child, and then of a jam. I think I can say, I've been on community event, or I just put work together, and they will find a way to mobilize funds to complete either 1 or 2 of them. I think it will help.
Because we have been here, NCC will take part in it. We ensure that whatever we do here is achieved. So we'll also be part.
I'm Alidu A. Abukari, the District Coordinating Director for North Gonja District Assembly in the Savannah region. Dabwa is the capital of the North Gonja District Assembly. As part of our collaboration with NCC, every year there's a social auditing platform that's created for citizens to have engagement with the duty bearers, specifically the Assembly. So in 2019, the Assembly had a social audit forum with the community. A number of issues came out. One was sanitation. There was another issue concerning agriculture. There was issue on transparency. And there was another critical issue of flooding within the town park and difficulties in having access to the Boya Polyclinic during rainy season. Well, among the key problems that was brought out from the social audit, the Assembly have touched everything. When it comes to the flooding at the town park, quickly the chief executive took it upon himself to mobilize resources for the place to be gravel and make it accessible all year round. The clinic road to a culvert was constructed, linking the culvert to the hospital. So in that case, the flooding issue had been solved.
I'm Habib Isa, District Engineer, North Gonja District Assembly, Daboya. As District Engineer of Daboya, North Gonja, I supervise the graveling of the market center and the health center, and even the access road to the health center. During their complaint, the assembly respond to their complaint by graveling the market center and the health facility, and even create access road to the facility. Whenever it rains, right now the people are able to access the clinic.
When it comes to sanitation, a number of dustbins has been dotted within town and even containers for community members to dump collected refuse to those specific areas. Through the social auditing, I think bylaw was what came out strongly, and the assembly will support from the environmental health unit, the traditional authorities have come out with a bylaw on open defecation. You know, it's a canker that has afflicted a lot of diseases within the region. So to have an open defecation-free community means that a lot of sicknesses that has to do with water. We have diarrhea as one of the serious health implication that has actually afflicted a lot of people within the hospitals. So we have also come out with a sanitation bylaw. This was done through the support of environmental health unit, the traditional authority, the religious, and the youth groups, because they also realize that open defecation is something that we might fight chest on to minimize the level of sicknesses. Social auditing is one of the governance platforms that we use to get closer to the populace, because the assembly work on behalf and for the people. So once in a while, there is a need for the assembly and other duty bearers to account to the people what we have been doing on their behalf and for them. So social auditing, as just like the town hall meetings we normally have, they are all accounting or accountability process and transparency issues that the assembly adopt to come out with some of the issues that need to be looked at. Because we have a medium-term development plan, but it's not all the issues that we are able to capture in those plans. So once in a while, when you engage the community, you get more information and pressing needs that need quick solution. And exactly what we are doing with an NCC and the EU, who have been supporting this process for a while. My recommendation to NCC and the European Union's in as much as social auditing is concerned is for expansion or scale up. Currently, we are doing it at the district capitals, but it's advisable that we can do it at the area council level, or at best the electoral areas. So that means we are reaching out to a lot of citizens that need to be reached out to.
The NCC since 2017 has been implementing the accountability, rule of law and anti-corruption program known in short as Arap. Arap seeks to empower the Ghanaian citizenry to be able to demand a more accountable and transparent public institutions and also duty bearers. The NCC has received a number of support, which includes motorbikes, public address systems, and other audiovisual equipment to be able to build its own internal capacity to deliver its role in Arap, which is community and public engagement on empowering the citizens. The support received from the European Union has been a key lifeline to the Commission, which has enabled the NCC to, over the years, carry out its mandate.
My name is Mohammed Ibrahim, Kumbungu District NCC Officer in charge. In regards to civic education delivery in the district in particular, we used to face a lot of challenges. One, working from community to community to deliver civic education messages to the people was not an easy task. Before you get to a community, you get tired. You have to sit, relax before you can get up and deliver the message to the people. And usually, when it is getting dark, you have to rush some of the messages you have for the people because you fear of being attacked when it gets dark, and then you have to walk for a very long distance. And then you might also be robbed on your way back to the house. So we usually have to close earlier than we are supposed to close because of lack of means of transportation. The EU motorbike support the district has benefited us a lot. That's the only means of transport we have in the office. That's what we use to reach out to the people in the communities to deliver the civic messages to them, for them to know their civic rights and responsibilities. And then I want to use this opportunity to thank the EU for this kind gesture to the Commission. We are very, very grateful to them, and we pray and hope that more of this kind of support will reach the Commission. Thank you very much.
I'm Nanesana Yayaboa, a graphic designer for NCCE. So before the iMac was given to us by EU, we were having other machines, but they were very slow and they were not really facilitating our work. We were not able to meet our deadlines because we have small RAMs that were not really helping us to work faster. After we received this iMac from EU, our works have been efficient and very effective, and we are able to meet our deadlines. So we thank EU for coming to our aid and bringing us this iMac.
Project Citizen happens to be one of the strategies to empower and build the capacity of the youth to participate in governance, to also know their rights and responsibilities under the Constitution.
Corruption simply means the misuse of power for personal gain. Corruption comes in various forms which are essential to notice. They include bribery or kickback, extortion, embezzlement, and pilfering. Some causes of corruption include high rates of unemployment, improper accountability, mega remuneration for employees, greed, ineffective supervision, and nepotism. When a country is corrupt, there are some dangers the country is likely to face. One, it slows down development. Employment of very qualified personnel, punishment of the state, this constitution is reviewed, and so on.
Train the child the way he should go, and when he grows, he will not depart from it. This is not only a biblical saying, but also a strategy we have adopted to train and expose students at the basic and secondary levels to embrace civic and constitutional matters.
NCCE has used some of its flagship programs to undertake the Arab activities. Notable among them are National Dialogue, Project Citizen, Citizenship Week, which is a medium through which the basic school pupils are reached to encourage them to play their role as effective citizens.
Plastic has not decomposed, and it is frightening, and it worries us not just because of today, but more importantly because of the future.
Institutions like NCC will continue to educate the children, speak to policy, people who formulate policy about it, but it comes also when we say, oh, people want this change, and it is not there, they are not hearing it, nothing will be done. So I throw the challenge to you.
This is not the first time I've done this for NCCE. NCCE always, looks up to some of us to come and speak to the peoples of this country about, various civic responsibilities. And this week it is on sanitation. and I've come to the Nima cluster of schools to talk to the people about, the benefits of a clean environment.
He has made this place dirty. Instead of cleaning it, have you seen that he's running to the clean place? Yes. All of us, we want to live in clean environments, but we are just lazy. So we don't want the world to come and shake us out of our laziness. Right? We want to make this place as beautiful as that place so that other people will run to us. What you say? Okay.
Africa is a very young continent. The average Ghanaian is 20 years old. The average Ugandan is about 16 years old. Compare that to Japan. So I said to them, look, we in Africa have a bigger stake in the planet, so we should be more concerned about what happens in the planet. But we're also saying that by our choices, where we dispose of waste, what we choose to buy, what we tell our parents to do, we can influence the saving the planet. So I spoke about the 3 R's, which is reduce plastics. If you buy wache, take a leaf of paper, don't buy any plastic. Reuse. So if you have a paper, reuse it. Plastic cup, reuse it as something for pencil holder. We are saying those things are within your control. Even with recycling, which is the 3rd R, we're saying even if the government is not doing recycling on a mass scale, you can start from home, separate plastics from other kinds of rubbish. By doing so, you are creating the platform for a large-scale recycling program. We've got a lot of questions. The students are very interested. They are very aware. So I thought it was a very good hour and a half spent here. And I think I need to commend the NCC for not just doing advocacy on media, but going to the schools. So Chairperson was here to explain the points. We showed certain things on the projection. She showed us examples of upcycling, what you can use plastics to do furniture, to do different kinds of buildings. And then she went to other schools as well. And I think this is a program that a lot of celebrities should use their celebrity power and their influence to get the next generation to buy into.
My name is Mrs. Nanabna Kwachi, Managing Director of the Morning Star School. And indeed, it's been a pleasure hosting members of the National Commission for Civic Education here this morning. This program has provided a lot of insight and expanded our scope of knowledge about our responsibilities and the importance of keeping our environment clean, keeping Ghana clean, and making sure all the citizens of the world understand what it means to protect the environment for future generations.
Today's program is part of our flagship programs that we undertake annually, and this particular program we refer to as Citizenship Week celebrations. It's a time where we reach out to the schools, the basic schools in the country, and speak to them on a theme of topical importance, of course with a national interest. This year we spoke to the children on the theme A Clean Ghana, Our Responsibility. I think we are in no doubt that our country, when it comes to sanitation, does not have the credentials that you would expect a country of ours to have. And it has become a matter of grave concern to many people, not least to the National Commission for Civic Education. We believe that our young ones can be the change agents in reorienting mindset, reorienting lifestyle practices that lead to a country that is clean. So we believe that this year, as we reach out to 10,000 schools on this theme of A Clean Ghana, Our Responsibility, the young children will begin to understand and be conscientized on the role they can play in contributing to making Ghana clean.
I promise to teach my parents about good practices.
I promise to teach my parents about good practices.
I promise to be a leader.
I promise to be a leader.
To be the one to tell people to stop throwing rubbish around.
To be the one to stop people to stop throwing rubbish around.
And I promise to love and support my mother Ghana.
Promise to love and support my mother Ghana.
To the European Union, we will say thank you, and we will say that even though the grant is coming to an end, we have a sustainability plan. But since we have become a global community, we hope that the European Union will not move away completely from us, because we live in a global village now. We should continue to have some level of cooperation to be able to consolidate on the gains that we have achieved so far. To the hard-working staff of the Commission, I would say that kudos to all of them, and they should continue to work harder even when the grant has, when the European Union grant has come to an end, when the project has closed. They should continue to mainstream the activities which came under the grant into their activities to ensure that we consolidate on the gains and also stretch the results to benefit the good people of Ghana. To the general public, I will say that this has been a very fruitful engagement with the European Union, and government has also played its role significantly, because had it not been government of Ghana appending their signature to the grant, it wouldn't have come to fruition. So we will also call on the government of Ghana to ensure that as the European Union moves away, the resource gap that will come up should be addressed. And together as partners, we will move Ghana beyond the kind of challenges that we are confronted with.